Now we are excited to introduce Mohammend Husein, Technical Success at OpenAI, who will present a tech demo titled The Multimodal Frontier.
All right. Folks hear me okay? All right. Well, thanks for taking the time. My name is Mohammend Husein. I'm a solutions engineer with OpenAI. Been at OpenAI for about a year, supporting the government team. Today I'm going to talk about this concept of the multimodal frontier. So the idea behind multimodal models is simple. I'm assuming maybe a few years ago, folks tried ChatGPT, and is my screen sharing? I want to make sure there's something.
You have a PowerPoint, and you don't have to see the actual screen.
Screen, yeah. Folks see chat. Maybe I'll give it a sec. I got the screen share going. Nothing yet. Maybe I'll pause. There you go. Thank you very much. I'm going to start over. I'm going to hit send so everybody knows this is a live demo, and then I'm going to kick it off, the talk. So again, Mohammend Husein, OpenAI for government team, here to talk about the multimodal frontier. Idea behind these multimodal models is very simple. These models used to just be able to ingest text and output text. But we as people, we don't perceive the world through just text. We perceive it through audio, imagery, and video. And so what I'm going to talk a little bit about today is this idea of the multimodal frontier, wherein if we're going to reach a world of AGI, making models that are better at processing these inputs is going to be a key part of that. And so first we're going to start with imagery. So imagery was one of the most amazing things I think chat ever did for me. It was the most wow moment. There used to be these class of models that all they could do was generate classifications over images. It could tell you if this was a dog or a cat, a person or a vehicle. And this used to blow the minds of people. And then ChatGPT did something more interesting. When ChatGPT had the ability to process images, it could do much more rich analysis and interpretation of this image, of this imagery. And to illustrate it, I want to show my first example. So what I did was I uploaded a picture of a thing to ChatGPT. And for folks who saw the prompt, it was very simple. I wanted to guess where in the world this photo was taken. And so I know there's probably a lot of really smart people in the room. So I'm going to actually ask folks right now to shout out if there is a country, continent, city, however specific you want to get, and see if you can get an answer that is more accurate than the model. So 10 seconds, feel free to shout it out. Go. Mount Everest, okay. Anybody recognize the flag? It's not a real flag, so that's actually your first hit. So you can see that the model thought for about 90 seconds or so. And so I'm not going to get into it today. It's these reasoning models that can work for problems over a longer period of time. This is also a very important thing. But what it did for the 90 seconds is it pulled out all of these different features. So it pulled out not just the fact that there is a rock, but that it's barren gray rock that's typical of the Himalaya and Andes. Called out that there's no vegetation, so it likely means that it's above the tree line. So not just saying, here's all the objects, but what it means as part of the larger story. Calls out even the sun and the shadows, so reinforces the high elevation. So calls out all these signals and actually calls out that this is part of the Khumbu Trail. So whoever said Mount Everest, props to you. That was really, really good. The rest of you need to step it up for round two. But the Khumbu, I think the glacier fall is correct. So this was, very, very wow moment to me that these models could take something like image recognition and classification and turn it into something much more interesting, which is extracting all these niche clues. It doesn't get thrown off by the flag and say, hey, this is, a flag of a particular country. It actually recognizes it as a cultural symbol in this particular context. So that's imagery, lots and lots of applications. Think of your workplace, you're uploading PowerPoint images, schematics, stuff like that. Even, GeoInt, that's a little bit more tailored to this example. So much of the value is going to be coming out of not just text. Let's go to the second example, which is speech. speech is something that's very near and dear to people, right? That's how we communicate, right? And I see this especially in the healthcare space, that when these models got the ability to talk, it made a radical difference to how people perceive and what they're willing to share with these models. So what I'm going to do now is show off the voice-to-voice mode capability. And this is where we're going to sort of knock on wood and make sure, and hopefully the audio comes through. So maybe we'll try one more time. We're running this off my hotspot, by the way, so I think maybe second try. No, still no? That's okay. I'm going to try it one more time. And if not, we'll just keep on rolling. Damn, that's tough. Speech to speech, though, I think is kind of an amazing thing, and maybe we'll try it again at the end, see if it works. It's something. There's something about speech that carries a lot more signal than text. Imagine texting something to your partner, you say "I'm fine," versus actually speaking out loud, right? So as we look at images to audio to even things like video, there's a lot more signal that's captured in these different modalities that. As we think about models that are going to be processing a lot more imagery, it's more important to contain these modalities as well. So we'll pause on speech, maybe we'll come back to that at the end, or actually maybe I'll run it off my phone. The last one is video, and I'm actually not going to cover this very briefly, but I am going to come back to it at the end. So I'm just going to briefly flash, maybe some folks saw Sora 2 that came out this week. It's our new image to video model. And so the idea with Sora is that you can generate these images and these videos, and these videos are really world models. They contain the most amount of detail, much more than video or much more than audio and text. Right? They say that you can only read about 10 bits per second, but the amount of information we receive is on the order of 10 to the 9 bits per second. Right? So tremendously more information. But I'm going to sort of come back to that at the end. So now we're going to go to the final point. So we talked a little bit about images. We skipped over audio. We talked about video. Now, as you think about these big world agents, right? These agentic systems that can accomplish tasks on your behalf. If we want to build these agents that can truly perform economically valuable tasks, then multimodality is going to be a very important part of that. And so now what I'm going to ask to do is I'm going to switch over to the agent mode, and I'm going to give it this task. I wanted to prepare an after-action damage assessment of the 2025 Los Angeles wildfires. And I wanted to build a structured account of the event by integrating information from text reports, satellites, and aerial imagery. So think about the quality of this battle damage assessment or after-action report if it was just text, right? And I'm actually going to switch tabs here because this one takes a little bit of time. So I'm going to just switch tabs and show you what the model does while we run it. So think about the quality of this report if we had just asked it to interpret text, right? Versus if we allowed it to look at images of, news reports or images from overhead of different parts of Malibu and South and parts of the coastline that were burned down, or audio reports from folks who were interviewed live, or video. So what's happening here, this is a ChatGPT agent. It's a tool that can work for long periods of time and look at all of these different modalities of information. So right here, it's using a deep research API to pull in all this information to look at the California.gov website. It might go to different news sites and analyze that information. As you think about the quality of the response, you have to think about it in terms of the different modalities that the model has access to, right? Because that's going to make the ultimate difference as far as the quality of the response. So we're going to sort of skim here. It works for a long period of time, looks at a lot of data sources. Again, I'm going to sort of scoot through the end, and you could see here that it then uses a terminal machine to actually draft this report that you see here. So after action damage assessment of the wildfires has a lot of, and because it had access to all these different tools and modalities, it was able to produce a much richer report than if you just looked at all the textual base accounting. So that's, to sum it up, I see I have about 1 minute, and I am going to actually try it one more. I'm going to try speech mode on my phone because I think it's a really delightful demo. But really, imagery, audio, video, these are really the key parts of building these multimodal systems. So if people ask me, what do you think GPT-6 looks like? I think it takes some of the things we saw here and takes it up to the next level. So I'm going to try one more time to see if I can try ChatGPT voice. And I'm going to try it on my personal phone so that I don't leak anything crazy. Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
I
I sure can. Loud and clear. Let me know what you need.
Hey, I'm doing a demo at the AI Unlocked event in Arlington, Virginia. Do you mind just giving a quick couple of opening remarks about who you are, and we'll go from there?
Absolutely. I'll be happy to help out. So you can introduce me as something like, this is ChatGPT, a conversation.
No, I want you to introduce yourself. I'm not going to introduce you. Go ahead and just, I'm literally in front of a stage, so I need you to introduce yourself.
Oh, got it. All right, let me step into that role. So here we go. Hello, everyone. I'm ChatGPT, your friendly AI assistant, and I'm really excited to be joining you all here at AI
And
Unlocked.
actually, I'm sorry. Do you mind? We have some folks here who speak Korean, so do you mind actually giving those opening remarks in Korean, please?
Of course, no problem at all. All right, let's do it in Korean. 안녕하세요, 여러분. 저는 챗GPT라고 하고요. 오늘 이렇게 알링턴에서 열리는 AI Unlocked 행사에 함께하게 되어 정말 기쁩니다.
Actually, I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt you again. We have some folks here who speak. Sorry, what was that language? Tajiki. So, do you mind actually giving those opening remarks in Tajiki, please?
Absolutely, happy to switch it up again. So here we go in Tajiki. Salom bahama, man ChatGPT هستم و امروز خیلی شدم که در این چاربینی AI Unlocked با شما هستم. همچون یاردمچی AI من برای کمک رسانیدن به محمد شما در اینجا هستم.
Okay, that's all good. Thank you very much. So that's all I have. Again, wrapping it up. I had a little bit of a circuitous route there, but again, imagery, video, audio, I think these are incredible capabilities. And as you look across, 2026, we introduced Sora this week, which is a step forward in video interpretation. I really encourage folks to try it out. And if we can just share the screen for 30 more seconds, if anyone needs a Sora 2 access code, because I know they're in short supply, I have a code up on the screen. I think it has like 10, 15 left. So good luck with the code. I'm going to pull the plug in about 5 seconds. So thank you very much for your time, and feel free to chat with me afterwards. And that's it.